Hey there, guys. Merry Christmas. And welcome to another action figure review. And today, I am in a nostalgic mood. I'm thinking back to 20 plus years ago. It's Christmas time, getting all the action figures that I wanted when I was able to. So you see, things are quite different nowadays. Nowadays, I obviously buy my own stuff. As a kid, you had to ask. And for the most part, I had some good parents. They were able to give me what they had and what they were able to find. And I am very grateful for that. I think back, however, to I want to say 25 years ago, and well, I don't want to go too much into a tangent, but I always associate November and December with vacations, because that's when my track, does that even exist anymore? Like track systems in schools. That's when my track was off. So, and I recall more or less 25 years ago to the day, a little bit after Christmas. I remember we were not even in a toy store, not even in a like big box retailer store. I recall we were in it's now known as CVS Pharmacy, but back in the day it was known as Save On. And I remember locking eyes with Qui-Gon Jinn action figure from the recently released Star Wars Episode 1 line. And this one said deluxe on it, and mind you, it came with like a little miniature lightsaber, and you could like plug him into the lightsaber and have him do like a swinging motion. And I'm not gonna lie, like it was probably $10 at that time. Mind you, that was a decent sum of money back then, if you take into account like the minimum wage rate, And I just remember telling my mom to see if she was able to get it for me. And this story has a happy ending. Yeah, she was able to get it for me, and I'm pretty sure that was the last of her money that she had at that time. At that time, you get me? Like, that was pretty much. And I never forgot that. I honestly never forgot that. And point I'm getting to with this is that I cherished that Qui-Gon Jinn figure for the longest. And I was big on Episode 1, I was big on Episode 1. I actually subscribe to that theory that like your favorite Star Wars, or one of your favorite Star Wars movies, is actually the movie that came out when you were in grade school. Because guess what movie came out when I was in grade school? And I'm still a big fan of Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace. I actually rank it a bit much more higher than I do. I'm pretty sure if I were to tell you like my list, I'm pretty sure it's ranked up higher than what other people might assume it belongs to. But hey, I really like that movie. And so like, it's like that got me hooked. And the point I'm getting with this major point is that I always wanted to own a Darth Maul figure as well, and an Obi-Wan figure as well. And for reasons, I was just never able to find them. or when I was able to find them, I had no cash or whatever, what have you, you know. And to my surprise, last year they came out with this 3-pack, and they called it the Battle of Naboo. Star Wars, Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I saw this 3-pack and I scooped it up, and I was like, shoot, I finally got what I've always wanted. And I probably held on to it for a long time though, because yeah, I actually have I'm not trying to knock anything out. I actually have 2 of them. And the reason I had 2 of them is like, well, this is the original one. This is the one that I actually had bought, and I had meant to open it. And I'm that type of collector that if I leave it on the shelf for a long time and I don't open it, eventually I just start liking how it looks inside the package. And that's precisely what happened here. And so, shoot, I had to get another one. Thankfully it wasn't as pricey, and thankfully the box was already like kind of damaged, so that gave me way more incentive to open it. And yeah, so we're gonna do that now. And so today's review, you could call it a Star Wars holiday special, if you will. So today's review is gonna be this 3-pack. This Star Wars The Phantom Menace 3-pack of Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And yeah, obviously I gave you guys a bit of backstory as to why I wanted this pack. And to be honest, like I don't know, I don't want to get into the intangibles of like, maybe they killed off a few characters way too early, and even they saw the error of their ways in that sense, and that's why they tried bringing some of them back. And it's like, oh man, I don't know. I will tell you guys this, I actually never saw episode 1 in theaters. First time I saw it was when like Fox had the rights to broadcast it, like on Thanksgiving night. I remember just sitting there for 3 hours because they would run commercials throughout the movie. Just remember, yeah. So I was hooked on that. Obviously I knew about Star Wars a bit beforehand. Like I knew about Shadows of the Empire, that Nintendo 64 game, and of course the Rogue Squadron game. But man, like when episode 1 came out, I think that's when I really like became a fan. You know, that's all we talked about in elementary school, that and Pokemon. And to this day, it's like, I don't know, man. I think people forget how big like episode 1 was, because there's like this internet bias against it, and I just never understood why. But like, oh man, like, I remember this rumor. It's kind of like the whole Muse truck thing, that that there was gonna be a crossover, that Wizards of the Coast somehow got the rights to produce Star Wars, like a crossover Star Wars slash Pokemon, like, or cross Pokemon thing, and that like you were gonna get like Charmeleon, like instead of, you know, Charmeleon, it's like Darth Maul, and Charmeleon like as a card, and then it's like Bulbasaur, and I don't know, like that's the stuff that we were talking about as kids way back in the day. So yeah, but yeah, so like, I don't know, like I do not stand for slander when it comes to episode 1. I'm a lot more open to like the slander for episode 2. Like I kind of like episode 2, but I do see its flaws. And to me, episode 3 is like top tier. I don't know. It does make me wonder though. Like maybe Thanos reaction. Maybe I have been too harsh to the sequels. Actually, no. I really love Force Awakens. It's the two that followed it that kind of ruined, that kind of killed Star Wars for a bit until Mandalorian was able to resuscitate it. But that's besides the point. We're gonna start it off with the main man, Darth Maul. He came with actually this is exclusive to these figures because I think these are re-released, slightly different head sculpts, but these are re-released of like older figures. And the big gimmick for these is the fact that they came like with like these cloth cloaks, and they fit the figures pretty nice. I think they're easily removable and easily they're easily removable, so you're not gonna regret taking it off and like not being able to put it back on like it used to be on certain figures. But yeah, like bam. And then of course we go right here. Whoa, it flew off. Obi-Wan just cut it off already. So alright, so the double bladed lightsaber, coolest weapon by the way. Like blew my mind as a kid. It's like, what? It has two blades? And to this day, I actually want to own one. So, yeah. So there you go. Bam. And of course, articulation-wise, I feel like, you know what? Because I do own the Darth Maul in the Black Series, and I do think one of his hindrances was the fact that like his tunic got in the way of articulation, because it was made of it was still a soft goods plastic, but I think they managed to like cut it up a bit more to make him much more posable, and it seems to have paid dividends, if I do say so myself. Of course, waist, I'm telling you, waist cut, that's where it's at. Although the tunic does get in the way of an ab crunch, but other than that, it's like a boot cut. But is there thigh cuts? I do not believe. Okay, so there's no thigh cuts, and it's actually on a ball, so it's like on a ball peg right here. I mean, it opens. I mean, I get it. Maybe they're covering it up due to the fact that, like, you know, all this clothing right here, but like. And there's no thigh cut, there's just a cut down here. Almost should have just been a, oh, and then he does have a boot cut as well though, in addition to like this upper knee, like bottom knee, I guess, cut. I guess that's what you could call it, as best as you can. And let me see. Well, I keep breaking this lightsaber, but I mean that's what it's meant to do, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, let's see. Let's take off the cloak, and here he is without the cloak. Pretty bad ass, if I do say so myself. Let me see. Arms wise, he actually has butterfly joints. I don't think the Black Series Darth Maul had butterfly joints, so that's a plus. Is it single jointed? Is it double jointed? No lie, I think the elbows are single jointed, so there's that. I will say that the head sculpt is a lot better on this one than it was back for the Black Series. I think the Black Series had like a separate head sculpt with this cloak on top. Yeah, it was a really weird figure, if I do say so myself. But all in all, Darth Maul, cool looking figure. Let's see how hard it is to get the cloak back on though. But all in all, really nice figure. Really nice figure. Although there are some odd choices in terms of its articulation. I'm like, what the heck were they thinking right here? So I don't know. And it does feel a bit loose if I do say so myself. It kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It got real quiet all of a sudden. I know you guys could probably not hear the background noise, but it's Christmas Eve, you know, so it's Mexican neighborhood, or Hispanic neighborhood, I should say, and there was a lot of music blasting now, but now it's stopped. Did everyone just call it a night now? I don't know. So is this part of the cloak? Okay, yeah. So I guess these are sleeves. No lie though, it became a bigger hassle to put these back on than it should be. Okay, so there, you put this here. And you put this. Trying to put this back on to him. But yeah, like I said, okay. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy to get the cloak back on. Then you put this last part over here. Bam. Okay. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Excellent figure. Although it is severely lacking in certain articulation points. I'm gonna give the Darth Maul, let's give him an 8 out of 10. And moving on, let's take a look at the young Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this is the youngest we'll ever see him in the series. So, bam, right there. Oh, and I do see that he actually has a holster. Does Maul actually have? Maul also has a holster. So he does have a holster on the side that you could clip the lightsaber onto. So that's pretty cool. And of course, Obi-Wan. And of course, Obi-Wan is gonna have that as well. So there you go. I'm not gonna lie though, Maul's, it should be like just pushing on, but fuck, is it not? It's holding on for dear life. It's holding on for dear life. I don't know if you guys could see, look. I mean, I get it. Maybe this, obviously the lightsaber part is not meant to be there, but even then, yeah, I guess, no, it's not sticking that good. It should be sticking better. Oof. I hate to be the guy, but if this thing isn't sticking that well, and it's meant to holster on, you know, I'm gonna have to penalize that. I'm gonna have to penalize that. That sucks, because unless I got the part. No, and this is supposed to be the part that holsters. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. We're gonna have to penalize that because it's not sticking on as correctly. Maybe I got it on my figure, but yeah, since it's not, gonna have to discount some points on it, and we're gonna have to give this then 7.5 out of 10. Let's see if the holsters actually work on Obi-Wan though. Actually, the music's coming back on, so I can hear the music in the background. So there's that. So all right, Obi-Wan. Similar butt to Darth Maul, if I do say so myself, but he at least has thigh cuts and double jointed knees. Maul also has double jointed knees, by the way, so, but still. No boot cut though. That's so odd. He has a thigh cut, but no boot cut. Of course, hinge. Of course, waist cut. We always gotta have that waist cut. Same thing as Maul. His tunic gets in the way of the actual ab crunch. And let's see. Pretty much the cloak he's gonna wear his whole life, if I do say so myself. But cool looking cloak. Take it off. Right there. Really good likeness to Ewan McGregor. Same thing for Darth Maul. He had a really good likeness to like Ray Park in makeup. And let's see. Here's where I'm like, seems to be like single jointed elbows as well. And of course, it's an elbow cut. And he does have butterfly joints, but the tunic gets in the way of his butterfly joints. And sculpting wise, he looks great. Paint job looks great. Lightsaber looks cool. Well, now let's see if the holster actually does his job for him. And oh yeah, it sticks way better on him than it did with Darth Maul. I think it just has to do with like all the rubber sculpting on Darth Maul that just gets in the way of his lightsaber not being able to stick in. But it fits really well on Obi-Wan. He is pretty limber though. He does feel limber, especially in the arms. Maybe it's just the figure that I got. I think it's better to just attach this first and then slide it up right there. Looks awesome. Take it off. Let's see how difficult or easy it is to put the cloak back on him. This reminds me of like having to put clothes back on like WWE Elite figures. It's not that much of a hassle though, to be honest with you. Oh, easy as pie. It was a lot more difficult than that Darth Maul, because that Darth Maul has some like wonky like sleeves right here. You know, it's like they look like sleeves, but they don't finish like sleeves. So there's that. But yeah, okay. Obi-Wan is a lot more standard. I really wanted to like that Darth Maul figure. I'm giving it yet another chance. Please work. Please work. Just stick. Just stick. Just stick. It doesn't stick. Dang it. It sucks because I really wanted to like this Darth Maul figure, and I feel like had this lightsaber stuck, it would have been a solid 8 out of 10 figure. Got knocked down to 7.5. Obi-Wan actually delivers on what he promised, so we're gonna give him the 8 out of 10 score, and I think that's pretty fair, if I do say so myself. So there you go. And we're gonna complete the circle we're gonna end where we started. I told you guys I started the story with Qui-Gon Jinn and how I got his figure, and we're gonna end it with Qui-Gon Jinn, which, by the way, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. He's actually my favorite Jedi of all time. You know, I mean, yeah, he's my favorite Jedi of all time. It's Qui-Gon. Then it's Cade Skywalker. Then it's I wouldn't call Kyle Katarn a Jedi, but I mean he did use the lightsaber, but yeah, it's Qui-Gon Jinn, Cade Skywalker. Yeah, we're counting what is it, expanded universe, or they don't call it expanded universe anymore, they call it Legends. But yeah, so it's and then Kyle Katarn. So yeah. But yeah, Qui-Gon is the man, and boy, was young me pissed when he got killed off. I was so pissed because I saw the coolest Jedi get killed off, not knowing that like 3 minutes later, the coolest Sith got sliced in half, and for a while he was deemed dead until they brought him back. But man, that Liam Neeson head sculpt, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's take off the Jedi robe right here. And I want to say he is a mixture of... Yeah, he is most definitely the Obi-Wan buck, but it's so weird. It's so weird. Because I don't know. It's... Like, I feel they could have done them with boot cuts and done them service with boot cuts, and these weird like elbow cuts down here, like if they're 3 3/4 figures, single jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Of course, the ab crunch gets in the way, but of course the torso spins, so we're good there. Does this guy even have, bro? I don't even think he has butterfly joints. I don't think he has butterfly joints on him. I don't know what to think. Why is it that the more I like a character, the more the action figure disappoints me? What the heck? I'm just waiting for the lightsaber to not stick on him. Come on. By the way, that's another lightsaber. I would want to own the Darth Maul lightsaber, first and foremost. And then for my second choice would be the Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber. Come on, stick. Stick. Yeah, it's stuck. Alright. We're in business, boys. So, yeah, so other than that, it's pretty much a retread of Qui-Gon, except he doesn't have butterfly joints. I think literally these are just reused body molds at this point. They're reused body molds of like the figures they had released in the Black Series beforehand, but they did update the head sculpts, and that's about it. And of course, the head sculpts look amazing, don't get me wrong. They look like the actors that they're supposed to be portraying, but oh man, what we could have gotten. Okay, take that off. Let's see how long it takes for me to put this back on him. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad to give him his rose back on. And the robes are exclusive to this 3-pack, by the way. These cloth robes are exclusive to the 3-pack, so just a heads up. And yeah. Overall, I'm gonna give Qui-Gon a 7.5 as well. He would have been an 8, just like Obi-Wan, but how did he not have butterfly joints? It makes no sense. As a total package, of course, you guys saw the box artwork. Let's check out the back right here. The side, nice artwork. Of course, I don't know if they abandoned this, but for a while they tried to color coding the series towards lines. And one thing I did like was that if a series took place in between 2 movies, it would kind of be like a color that stuck in the middle between them. So that was something that was pretty cool. I think Hasbro gave up on that though, to be honest. Description in the back says Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Darth Maul came to Naboo with a mission to destroy Queen Amidala. Instead, he was met with the formidable Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a fateful battle began. A fateful battle began. Could have called it a duel, a fateful duel, like the song, Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob. And of course, in Spanish, it's Darth Maul llegó a Naboo con la misión de destruir a la reina Amidala. Sin embargo, tuvo que enfrentarse a los formidables Qui-Gon Jinn y Obi-Wan Kenobi en una funesta batalla. Okay. So overall, as a package, we're gonna give this package an 8 out of 10 if you're able to get it at a good price. I think even the retail, let's go back and look at the retail. So at the time they were selling it for $70. Quite a bit pricey if you were to really ask me for just reissued figures with less accessories than they actually originally came with. I know Darth Maul came with his scope and some other accessories, and so $70 even back then was pretty pricey for 3 figures. But then again, these are 3 highly requested figures. I would say if you're able to find it for $40-50, it's easily a 9 out of 10. If you actually have to pay retail or more, we're gonna have to give this a 7.5. No, let's give it an 8. 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's great because you actually get pretty much the main players of episode 1, at least Jedi wise. We really don't see Yoda do any Yoda and Mace Windu. You don't really see them join the battle until episode 2. So for the one, this is great to kickstart your collection. Speaking of which, I actually went to the store and I picked up this Yoda right here. And of course, Count Dooku Darth Tyrannus. I honestly think I got him for a good price. Slightly older Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's being blocked off by the... And this Mandalorian Death Trooper, I believe. I just liked it because he was blue. And you hardly see any Mandalorians in this shade of blue, not counting Jango Fett. And yeah, so I got all these figures. I'm amassing a bunch of Star Wars figures. I already had owned R2-D2, Boba Fett, Luke, Chewbacca, Han, Emperor Palpatine, Vader. Who else do I have? Oh, and of course the Darth Maul. Oh, story time. I mean, we're already telling stories. I already told you guys the story of how I got my first Star Wars action figure. Wasn't my first Star Wars toy though. My first Star Wars toy ever was a Lego TIE Fighter set for a few years before that, but that's thing. But man, I miss old school toy collecting. Old school toy collecting meant you would go to the store and you could actually find the line. And I remember when Black Series originally released, and it's like, what? They're releasing Star Wars figures in 1/12 scale. They're gonna be 6 inches, just like Marvel Legends. That's insane. And it was actually pretty easy to find. I remember going to the only Target at the time that was close by to where I live. Now they've opened up like 2 more. But I went to the local Target at the time, and I remember seeing them on the shelves, the whole set. Darth Maul, R2-D2, Luke Skywalker, and the Stormtrooper, but it was a Stormtrooper that was like kind of like with like the shoulder pad, and like he kind of had like a wash of like sand, like it was like one of the Stormtroopers on Tatooine. And it's like, shoot, you will never, ever, ever be able to do that again. To walk into your local toy store and actually find a whole line just there. Those are the bygone days. That's what I miss. That's what I get nostalgic for. Merry fucking Christmas. Oh, and check out the fit. I'm dressed like as a candy cane, but and of course the hat goes with all this. But despite all that, man, fucking my boxer, my drawers are fucking Dodger blue. So, anyways, that does it. That does it for the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for watching it, and peace and love. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas. And those are the only languages I know. So, for now. So peace and take care. I'll see you on the next one.